Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 19 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason pitched himself his first Maddox on the year against the Cincinnati Reds in their house, collecting 5 strikeouts, allowing 3 hits, but no runs in 9 innings and 95 pitches. But I'm kind of on another time crunch today, and I want to get at it. But right before I begin, I just want to point out that I have not had the chance to address the tragedy of yesterday. I'm recording this on the 2nd of July. Obviously, there's been some terrible news in the last day or so, and I will address it on the Solomon series whenever it's more appropriate. But I think today I really just have I really only have the time and energy to get with Jason. So we'll try to get on that, and we will talk about what happened tomorrow. So if you're interested, you can follow there. But if you're in the baseball field, then you probably already know what I'm talking about, and it's a real shame, but you know, it's unfortunately real life as opposed to MLB The Show. So training day, we're going to bump up Jason's strikeouts per 9, and we're going to try to strike out 9 or more batters over our next appearance.
A check-in call from an agent to a pitcher who's been on fire in the spring.
What can I say? Jason's command has been pretty good. And he's good as far as his agent and his own thing goes. So if he gets dealt, it'll be on the D-backs say-so, not his. He is still under 1 year of team control relative to his contract. Let's get with Tomas Nido. Really professional. I can tell you're in your head. We're in your head already. Okay. Get that heart and soul up, and that should bring us out after the pep talk from Matt Villegas. Should bring us out here against the Miami Marlins in Chase Field. Now, Jason has faced the Marlins a grand total of 11 times in 8 starts. He has a 3-2 record against them, a 4.15 ERA, and a 2.59 WOBA. So clearly we want to get those runs down as much as possible. And, you know, this would be the year and the time to do it. I don't think Jason's ever been pitching as well as he has right now. But regardless, we can it's all well and good to talk about it, but we got to get out here and get it.
Is open this evening as we welcome you to Chase Field in Phoenix. Tonight it's Game 3 of this 4-game set between the Miami Marlins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Marlins aim to notch their 7th win in a row right after this. Jason Parham will be the one towing the rubber for the Diamondbacks. Dan, any thoughts?
Wow, he was awfully good in his last one. A complete game victory. We'll see if he'll be as good in this one as he was in his previous start.
Now batting, Malik Smith. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
Coming up first for the Marlins here, Malik Smith. We're going to go ahead and throw him our first pitch to get things started here. First perch.
Hey, one pitch.
The first perch to the first. 2-seamer down and away for strike 1, and that'll get us started.
Strike 1. Well, guys, you take a look at this Diamondback squad as they begin play here tonight. They dropped another one last time out, and in fact, they've won just twice in their last 8 tries.
Yeah, Matty, taking a look at the
curveball
right here,
just over the zone, and that's strike 2.
You always want to find yourself in a position where you're about 5 to 9 games, got the advantage. You don't. One series isn't going to totally kill you in the standings, and this team.
Try a 2-seamer away. No swing on that one, which was considerably outside. That's a problem. Not really, I guess. 1-2 count.
The 1-2.
Cutter down and in to Malik Smith. Sprays that off to left field. That'll be the first out of the inning.
Perfectly as he puts it away for out number 1. With that, a look at the batting order for the Marlins. Dero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Matt, you take a look at both these lineups. They got their work cut out for them. This is going to be a pitcher's duel. Both these guys can execute and have a chance to go deep in this game and turn it over to bullpen. Somebody is going to have to get that big 2-out knock with runners in scoring position.
Now
and here comes Johnny Layton hitting just above the Mendoza line, so not really much of a threat with the bat. Relic bouncing around out here.
Lofted in the air out toward right center.
First pitch is a pop fly to right field.
He's got it, and there are two
Harper's
down
got
now.
it, and that's the second out. And that'll bring up Corey Seager.
He's 3 for 7 in the series coming in.
The shortstop, Corey Seager.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Try a two-seamer down just below the zone.
Fastball that couldn't quite find the zone. It's ball 1. So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Working the plate, Rusty Valentine.
Dan, Rusty Valentine behind the dish tonight. He is north-south without question. Letters to knees.
Well, I tell you what, he really
And a liner to left, and that'll
we'll have
end
to
the
leave
first
it there
inning.
As the play is made here to end the inning. Miami down in order, and now Arizona gets its first opportunity in a scoreless ball game. Striding into the box.
Now here comes Matt Chapman, formerly off the Oakland Athletics.
Between April and May.
Not doing so good here in May.
Here comes
Try
the
to
first
cut her up and
pitch.
into him.
Line drive to left.
Line shot to left field. Jason's giving everything out to the outfilders today, which is, you know, fine, except makes me really kind of worried for later in the inning, or later in the game when those hits might start going for the stands. Ildemaro Vargas taking over for Rafael Devers at third, but the usual suspects in all other respects. And on the bump, as usual, Mr. Jason Parham.
They're going to have to stay on their toes, stay engaged in this one, make sure nothing.
Here comes Anthony Santander.
Hey, play me first. Play me first.
Called pitch as a curveball. Let's give it a try.
Nope.
Below the knees, one
Curveball
ball.
below the zone. No swing for ball 1. Slider away. I guess we'll give it a shot.
Fly ball right down the line.
That one's a fly ball to the foul ground in left, and that's strike 1.
Hey, we got one.
Hey, have a rip like
1-1.
that. Here you go.
And he bounces that changeup over to first. Morris Lamb has got it, and that'll be the second out. So Jason working quickly here. 11 pitches, 5 outs.
And he has been, pardon the cliche, in fuego of late. Seen that average shoot up quite a bit over the past
Try a
8 ball
fastball
games.
up and in. Top of the zone at 96, and that's strike 1.
That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Yeah, nothing better, huh, guys? I guess maybe the crack of the bat, but I'm not as partial to that as most people. He looks good and loose out there to start this one.
Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike.
You know, I had occasion to talk with another person
Ties him up with a
fairly
fastball
recently
inside,
about
1-2.
That pitch just
being
had
a
too much
creator on
velocity on
YouTube
it for you
and
to
just
catch up
just
with
doing
that.
stuff
Unless
on a
you're
regular
cheating
basis.
to a high
And
fastball above the belt,
I just
and
wanted
you're
to,
all in,
you know,
I say you got to find it.
not necessarily
Retires the side
call
and
attention
that
to
will
it,
do
but just remind folks that,
1, 2, 3 go the
you know,
Marlins. It remains 1-0.
as much as this is a fun series for me to do, and as much as I really enjoy the reception that it gets and the interactions that I get to have with people who enjoy the series,
At the plate, Jason Parham.
these videos do tend to be a lot of work, and I do my best to upload on a daily schedule, which means I have to be real consistent and
Ready, here's the first offering.
be consistent, and I have to be conscientious about how I produce and edit and upload videos to make sure that my stuff goes up on time every day. Line shot into right center field. That's going to get down and it's cut off by the center fielder. But Jason gets himself another RBI on the season and another base hit, so let's go. It's now 2-0 Miami, or excuse me, 2-0 Arizona out here.
How they want to attack things here.
And they're having a little bit of a chat with the pitcher out here for Miami.
Stepping in, Carlos Castro.
And I'm not calling attention to the kind of work that I put into this necessarily because, you know, I'm trying to get any recognition based on that. You know, I'm not owed anything from you guys, and really anything that I get from you guys is much appreciated. You know, as I've said before, I never would have expected the kind of reception that I got for this series. I didn't expect it to draw as many fans as it has. I didn't expect it to last as long as it has.
It's the top of the zone. He struck him out looking.
Well, that's a strikeout looking, and that'll be end of the second here.
Some of our nation's young minds
and Jason comes back on the bump to face the bottom of the Marlins lineup. Let's get it.
Baseball after this. So striding in,
Tomas Nido.
3 runs on 3 hits so far in the series.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs.
I forget if Jason was ever a teammate of Tomas Nido, or if he only ever faced him as an opposing player. I feel like Tomas Nido was on the Marlins while Jason was there, but I can't really be sure. Cutter straight down the pipe for strike 1. I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of content out there and a lot of creators too. And there's a lot of things about what other people do, a lot of things about the style that they have, the presentation they offer. And I see them in a lot, you know, some of these folks offer, you know, they offer better stuff than I do, in my opinion. And yet in a lot of cases they have fewer views, perhaps, or, you know, fewer subs, less engagement. Just, you know, they're not as popular as they should be. And, you know, it's just,
count remains full.
I don't know that there's any easy way to build success on YouTube or elsewhere.
Another full count pitch on its way.
And as I said, I never expected to get here, never expected to get to even this point with, you know, we just passed 1,600 subscribers. That's a bouncer over to first again. Morrison Lamb's got it, and that'll be the first out of the 7th.
Step on first for the out, 3 unassisted. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's up near the top, currently tied for second in that category in the National League.
One down.
Set to get his evening at the plate started, Chad Wallach. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry.
Come on, man, get your pitch up there.
Now here's
We avoided
pitch.
a walk against Tomas Nido.
And they start him
Haven't
out
gotten any
away with a
strikeouts today
strike.
thus far.
Marlins are still on the lookout for their first hit of the ball game. Lazy fly ball out to
And in
center
fact,
field.
we're not going to get that one either. It's just going to be a pop-up to
He
center
gets
field,
there
and that'll
makes
be the
play
second
for
out of the inning.
second out of the
And I believe this will bring up Angelo Castro,
Standing in, Angelo Castro.
pitcher for the Marlins today. Challenging Jason for most wins in the season so far.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Cutter away for strike 1.
0-1.
Come on now.
Yeah, you know, the only advice that I can offer,
Hey, we got 2.
actually I could probably offer quite a bit of advice considering I've been doing
Liner toward right center.
Find it.
the YouTube thing, or if not YouTube, then certainly Let's Play style videos for about 10 years now. But like relative to building a YouTube following, it's basically the same story as with Twitch. You want to produce content, you want to be consistent about it. I mean, I don't know necessarily that you have to do it every day, but
Malik Smith the next to hit.
you certainly want to provide people with a reason to come back to your channel. You want to do it.
Makes the catch,
You want to do
and that'll
things that
retire the
aren't
side.
going to get lost in the crowd. Like,
One
you
left for
want
Miami.
to do something
They're
that
still
people are
down.
looking
It's
for,
2-0.
you know, but like, you also don't want to dip your toe into waters which are so kind of busy already. Like, do we really need another Fortnite or COD or, you know, whatever player?
Within the league, they rank among the leaders in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging.
You know, and even if you do take a whack at one of those well-trodden genres, like, say, Road to the Show on MLB The Show, you know, it helps to do something a little bit different from what other people are offering. You know, it's... And the advice that I've always given is to not to adopt a persona that is totally unlike anything you actually are.
This would be the right place and the right time to get
Honestly, I'd
something
probably
going.
be a
The
lot
last thing you
shyer
wanna
if you were to
do
meet me
is
in
to try to
person,
come from
but,
behind and win this
you
one
know,
in the
I
8th or
don't
9th inning.
try to I'm not a real super high energy person, so I don't try to put on that kind of persona. It would be exhausting for me, for one thing, but also it's the kind of thing that a lot of people find really annoying.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
You know, and
Sent on the ground. out
really,
to second.
you can do a whole lot worse than trying to
One gone.
find as many resources as you can about what it is you're trying to do and learn as much as you can. And just, you know, the thing that helped me out most was trying, you know, seeing what other people were doing and trying to imitate it. Like, you know, admittedly, I can't, like I said, I've been doing this for quite a while as a hobby. And I got started using software and, you know, methods that are pretty badly outdated these days.
First pitch on its way.
Like the crap we had to do to record off of a console back in the day just beggars belief. I don't mean to turn this into, oh, you're damn kids kind of spiel, but you know, by comparison, the ability to click a button and have your capture device instantly or in real time capture the stuff you're outputting from your console and convert it instantly into a file that you can drop into any video editor. You know, it's just incredibly easy compared to the crap you used to have to go through, the sacrifices you used to have to make, the time you had to invest in it. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that people do the same stuff I did. I mean, I could tell you how to do the stuff that I did, and I could give you kind of the pointers that I had to pick up when I was first learning my craft. But, you know, at the same time, it's just absolutely true that the best way to learn is to try doing it and to screw up, you know? Keep trying, and if you're not happy with how things turn out, then try to figure out why you're not happy with it. Ask people what they do.
All right, come on now.
Here it comes on
And, you know, above all else, just put yourself out there and give it a try.
Here it's 1-2.
Well, that's not
You know,
what you
it's
wanted that curveball.
you're never
Kinda
gonna
backed up
get
and
any
stayed in.
better
That
at
can
what
be
you're
effective
doing
sometimes, but it usually doesn't have the same
unless
hard
you
bite.
actually put yourself out there and try.
And a try to hold
Swing
up
and a
in time,
miss.
but to no avail as he went around, and the inning is over.
Well, in the inning.
Miami down in order. They're down 2-0.
I've totally lost track of who it is I'm facing at this point. I think that was Matt Chapman.
Coming to the plate now.
I'll have to
Jason
stick a pin in that one.
He reached on a single in his first try.
He showed like a little prowess with the bat right there, Dan. I'd be surprised if they don't attack him a little bit more carefully this AB.
Well, Jason's going to bunt, sacrifice bunt to drive in a run. Don't get greedy. There's no need to get greedy out here.
Digging in, Anthony Santander. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
So Anthony Santander up now. Matt Chapman was the one who got struck out for only the second strikeout of the day for Jason so far.
Come on, big guy, get your pitch right here.
But shoot, we are top 5, and Jason has thrown now 40 pitches.
Way above the strike zone.
He's obviously been very impressive on the mound in this one, and I think the big reason why is his ability.
Swing and a miss on a
to stay out
curveball. That's strike 2.
That's kind of obvious, but it's clear to me that even when he misses his spots, he's not missing over the plate.
And a changeup swung on and missed.
There's a strikeout. Number 3 on the day for Jason.
An early look at the line score here tonight as we play the top of the 5th. And boy, just one lone hit for the visitors this evening as they've been taken to task by this starter.
But most of all, you know, if you ever have an idea in your head, you should probably just act on it, you know. It's easy to get an idea in your head and be like, oh, well, I don't know enough to carry that off properly, or be like, oh, it's, you know, it's almost perfect. I need to just work on it a little more to make it even more perfect. You know, just start creating. Get an idea for something. Try it out. See if you like it. See if other people like it. Put it out there.
Starts to go around here, but it doesn't matter. This is strike 2 anyway.
You know, people didn't go watch those videos for Return of the Oberdin that I uploaded it last year, and I don't blame them for that. It's very much unlike everything else that I'm doing on my channel right now. Even though I don't normally consider myself a sports gamer necessarily. I don't pick up a heck of a lot of sports video games.
Hey, drive it deep, big dog.
Just like I don't watch a whole lot of sports outside of baseball. I don't follow sports outside of that.
So another exceptional effort for him on the mound. He's got the shutout working
so,
here.
And, you know, most of the games that I play are totally unlike MLB The Show. It's just I had a concrete idea for something that I wanted to work on, and I had the opportunity. I, you know, was fortunate in that I had the pre-existing base of knowledge and resources that I needed in order to make it work properly.
You know, Matty, when I first
and, you know, it just seemed to strike a chord with people, so I've been fortunate there. But, like,
I think there's been a change in philosophy.
I didn't, you know, didn't come out here, didn't wake up one day and say to myself, I'm going to suddenly change my channel's focus to being a sports channel, and I'm going to get, you know, tons of subs. Because, you know, that's where all the subs are. That's where you get all the viewers. You know, because it definitely had nothing to do with that. I wanted to experiment and find out what the stats would look like for a player drafted in the low rounds, you know, against the hardest opposition the game could put forth, and, you know, see how that compared to real life baseball players. That's all this series was ever meant to be, was me mucking around with a bunch of math that I, you know, didn't necessarily understand completely when I first got into it.
Shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
You know, and just kind of put my results out there for people to watch, just in case people might find it interesting.
Other than it's been fantastic. We'll see if that continues.
I'm just, you know, I'm not a. I don't consider myself really a sports-oriented guy. It's just, this is sort of what. Swing and a miss. Chad Wallach.
This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
So he
strikes out.
Strikeout on the breaking
I
ball.
think they're probably going to send somebody else out here for the pitcher.
He's been in total control out there tonight. Gets the leadoff guy with a strikeout there, and it just seems like we've seen so many off-balance swings and weakly hit balls.
Brian Jimenez.
Brian Jimenez will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Jimenez.
Which is ironic because the pitcher's been the only one to get a base hit all day.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. No runs, just one hit and one error so far for the Marlins.
But I mean, you know, if anything has kind of put my mind in focus about it over the last day or so, it's kind of been the tragedy out of Texas yesterday, which is just, you know,
It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
just reminds you that you don't necessarily have all that. You're not guaranteed all that much time on this earth. So you need to make the most out of all the time that you have, because it may not be all that much. And if you got an idea for something that you want to do, you should probably just do it, regardless of what other people are going to think about it, because, you know, if it goes undone, you know, what good is it having had the idea at all? You know, if you never tell anybody about it, if you never put it out there for other people to see and talk about and think about, it's as good as having never happened.
Perfect time for this leadoff guy to
One.
come on.
Lamb has it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Anyway, that's just kind of, I'm sleep deprived and I'm contemplative, and that's always a bad combination when you're playing baseball. So we'll try a slider here to Corey Seager, try to get back on track here. I mean, just playing unconscious, I've been doing all right, but like, I'm sure that if you were to want to listen to me yammer on about the arts and crafts, 98 on that fastball, gee whiz, Jason.
No runs, just one hit and one error so far for the Marlins.
Taps the two-seamer down, and that's strike two. Try cutter up and in. Swing and a miss. That's another one for Jason. Number 7 on the day. 7 out of 9. I mean, he didn't strike many out to start off the game, but he is certainly putting together an impressive late game resume here. But yeah, if I'm sure there might be interest in listening to me yammer on about the craft and philosophy of doing your own content for YouTube or other places. And it, as I said, it's something that I love to talk about. It's something that I'm happy to help people with. It's just, you know, I'm not sure in the middle of a baseball game that I'm playing right now is the best place for it.
Back to the mound.
Go hard.
Bouncer in front of the mound. Jason's got it. That'll end the inning.
Keeps rolling right along. Make it 7 shutout innings now. 7th inning stretch time coming up here in the desert. Diamondbacks lead this one 4-0. Into the box, Jason Parham. He's been great on the mound, so we'll see if he can do something with the bat here as well. He's earned a chance to take this at bat.
He's 1 for 2 with 2 RBI, a single and a sac bunt RBI. I guess they didn't class it as a sac bunt. They classed it as a fielder's choice ground out.
Some action out in the bullpen.
But
a couple of right-handers
we know how it was. We know what it be.
The 1-0. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
I'll tell you, if I'm on the hill, I'm throwing that changeup again.
Well, Jason is still a pitcher, and it's still me on the controller, so I guess that doesn't really come as a surprise to anybody.
Lofted in the air out toward right center.
And a little blooper out to right center field, and Jason's on again. Make it 2 for 3 on the day.
Not just only on the bump right there. He's thrown the ball well, but on the offensive side of the ball, he's able to contribute, help this offense put itself in position to score some more runs.
The center fielder, number 6, Carlos Castro.
One of the things that I have been thinking about in kind of my spare time has been doing a series about getting started recording content for, you know, let's say YouTube for the sake of argument. You know, what you need to get started, you know, some of the things you should try to learn or at least investigate before you get started. I don't know necessarily about the strategy of developing your channel and your fan base so much. That's something that just kind of happened to me accidentally. But at the very least, learning how to put together good sounding and good looking content for various budgets, I guess is the way I would structure it, is like, okay, let's say you only have so much money to work with. This is what I would recommend you'd get for your setup. Or, you know, let's say you can't afford the money for Creative Cloud, Adobe, to get Premiere or whatever. This is the program. These are the programs that I would recommend you look into and learn to try to develop your skills.
And that runner will go no further than
Jason gets bumped up to second here on the base hit, so we got something going here. Carlos Castro moving Jason around. Here comes Sammy Castilla, 0 for 3 on the day.
Second baseman, Sammy Castilla.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be aggressive. You can pretty much count on a pitcher. He's trying to get back in the strike zone. And with 2 guys on base right here, it's time to grip it and rip it.
The 2-1 home. Doesn't hit the target. It's ball 3.
I got 3-1.
I love the approach out on the mound. Everything's down in the zone as it should be, but now you find yourself in a 3-1 count. Do you elevate a little bit more and get back in this zone, or you just pitch around them?
And he popped him up back into foul territory behind first, and no one can get there. He'll try it again. A swing and a ball to left field. That's going to get down.
Jason's going for it.
Is on his way home.
He's outrun the pitch home, and that's going to be a run driven in by Sammy Castilla.
Hero, they're making this guy pay. That's 3 straight singles and a run driven in.
Yeah, nothing hit extremely hard. Killing them softly, station to station with those knocks.
Bring up Anthony Santander. He only got 6 outs to go, so Jason might do it to him again.
So far in this one, as we move into the later innings, down by a bundle, it's time to get
change up down, strike 1.
Hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one. Objective number 1 right here is finding a way to get on base. So I'm not surprised to see him taking on the first pitch there.
And it's fouled away.
Cutter up and in, kinda. Strike 2.
Yourself. Let's go.
Looking to
try change up away. That's grounded up to short. Jack Reinheimer's got it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. 5 outs to go.
Open up inning number 8.
Now Carlos Morales, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on the day, so he's in dire danger of getting himself a hat.
A pair of strikeouts thus far. First pitch on its way. Strike taken up in the zone. 1 out, nobody on.
One down. One time. Let it fly.
It's a high fly ball.
Curveball got mashed, but it's going to drift foul, thankfully.
And that nearly would have gotten him on the board. Instead, it's a long foul ball.
Try slider down and away. Just about hit the zone there. 20,496 people here in Chase Field. The Diamondbacks, thank you for your support.
Not many guys lay off that
Let
thing.
it fly right here. Let it fly.
Give him a 2-seamer inside.
He pops him up.
Fouls it off. Jack Reinheimer's got it, and that'll be the second out of the inning. He avoids the hat trick, and that'll bring up Tomas Nido.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for them right now, Matt. They've got a
Curveball, first pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
A couple of guys get on, and then who knows what could happen. Something that stood out to me in this game is the lineup's lack of a solid plan at the plate. Seems like way too many guys are chasing pitches out of the zone and trying to hit pitchers like that one down and away. There's no success in that.
Well, I guess I'll go back to the advice that I was starting to give earlier, and that would just be consistent, but also be patient. You know,
Trying to send him packing for the second time.
It's worthwhile to ask if there's something you can be doing different, but if you're happy with the stuff that you personally are putting out, then you just got to have faith and stick with it.
Miami down in order. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit.
You know, and just keep working, keep experimenting, keep trying new things. Do the things that make you, if not, maybe not happy, but do the things that you think are cool. Do the things that you enjoy. Do the things that you want people to notice and remember you for, I guess is the way I put it. Do the things that you would love to do.
Nobody out here, nobody.
Swing and a miss. Two-seamer up and away.
I'll tell you, we're in the later.
Go ahead and use that showtime on account of we got plenty banked and we're running out of innings to use it in.
1-1-1.
That's grounded over to first.
Beat it out.
Morris Lamb's got it. That's the first out of the inning. 2 outs to go.
We'll move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here.
Juan
with 1 gun
Robles.
in the inning.
See what he's got to say or do about this whole 5-0 deficit. Pulls a sword on that one, but can't connect. That's ball 1.
4 home runs and 15 RBI.
Change up down and away.
1-1-1.
That's over to first.
Played on the backhand.
Jason's got it. Wins the foot race, and Robles is out at first. That'll bring up Malik Smith with 1 out to go and 80 pitches in the game.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
And he's going to try to bunt to get on at least. First pitch rolls foul, so we'll get to try it again.
The 0-1 pitch.
Change up down and away, or down in the zone, strike 2.
And now those that have stuck it out tonight come to their feet.
Two-seamer up and away.
And
made contact.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Miami down to their
Curveball below the zone. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. Well, in spite of my rambling and distractedness, Jason actually goes out and throws a stellar game, goes 9 innings, collects 8 strikeouts, allows 1 hit, no runs on 84 pitches, making it a complete game shutout and Maddox. Jason goes to 8-1 on the year, and he goes to 87-43 in his career. His ERA has gone to 1.16, his FIP is at 0.98, and his xFIP is at 2.31. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.